ICU nurse, okay? She's working 12-hour shifts. What does she do on her day off? She goes and stands silently against shutdown protesters in Arizona. And we'll show you her there, silently. And remember, this is her day off. She's treating coronavirus patients at a Phoenix hospital. For hours Monday, she stood in silence, protesting along with several of her coworkers, even as some rally goers hurled insults at the healthcare workers who are saving our lives. What a study in contrast. Her name is Lauren Leander. She's the nurse behind the mask, and she joins us now on Prime Time. Thank you so much for taking your precious time to be with us.
You're so welcome. Thank you for giving us a chance to speak.
So you're working, you're killing yourself in there with your coworkers. Where does the idea come from that on my day off, here's what I think we should go do?
You know, we were really inspired by the other viral photos from the healthcare workers in Denver, that were going around the internet, and we just were so impressed by their action and just the power in their silence and what they did. And we said, yes, like that's the kind of action that we can take with something like this. That's what we could do.
What was your message?
You know, my message, being a nurse, is just to speak for the people who can't speak for themselves, and to speak for the people in our hospital that are suffering in ways that the general public cannot see. So I'm there as a voice for the homeless and the immunocompromised and the Native American communities and nursing homes, and just the populations that are just being devastated by this virus right now. And I know those people would be urging the general public to continue to stay home for them.
50,000 people have died. We know there are going to be more. We know it's a lagging indicator. We know all too often men and women like yourself are the difference between what happens. And what do you want the people to know who are protesting, who say, hey, this is my freedom, and you're messing with my freedom, and it's been too long, and you're killing my business, and you're killing my job, and I should make these decisions for myself?
You know, I would just love to be able to take them into the hospital with me and to, put them in a pair of scrubs and to get them to see just the suffering that's going on in the hospital with these COVID patients that are isolated from their families and that are dying alone. I would never wish this on anyone, but if they could just see what it's like for somebody to have to pass away via FaceTime with their family because they're not allowed in the hospital building, it's just the most devastating thing you've ever seen. And, these people are coming out of medically induced comas after they're recovering from COVID and learning that multiple family members of theirs have died since they've been in this medically induced coma. I would just love for these people to be able to see the perspective of my patients, and I'd hope it would change their minds.
And, to be very clear, those FaceTime conversations are often motivated by people like you and your coworkers who come up with the ideas themselves and facilitate it themselves. This isn't about procedures. We've never dealt with this before. We don't have procedures in place for how to deal with these end-of-life situations. So God bless you guys for thinking with such a compassionate heart. And let me ask you, as somebody who has to do so much of this, what is the hardest part for you emotionally in what you're seeing and dealing with now?
I think there's two parts of it. I think emotionally for me, I'm really struggling because I volunteered to work every day on this COVID specific unit with my coworkers that are alongside me. And so I haven't seen my own family in, over a month. I haven't been able to hug anybody or have any human interaction other than my shifts at work. And so for me, that has been just draining, especially to see these groups of people that are protesting to kind of reverse the work that we're doing. And then in the other sense, I am emotionally struggling, seeing these people that are coming through my doors and landing in my ICU. I've never been scared a day in my life as a nurse until we admitted sort of our patient zero or our first patient on this COVID specific unit. And I had to run a code blue and do CPR on a patient who is COVID positive, who is my age. And it was the scariest thing I've ever had to do in my life.
Such a combination of things, the unknown, that it was actually killing them and that they looked like you.
Yes, all of those things. And I think just that we had no idea what we were up against. I think initially we thought this was going to be specific to the elderly or young kids or something like that. But to see somebody come through the doors who looked like me, that was absolutely terrifying.
Last question. And I know I'm not going to get an answer I like to this one, but it doesn't matter, and I'll figure it out anyway. What can we do for you guys at your hospital in Phoenix? What can we send to you? What would you guys like to help your spirits, to help you keep doing the job?
Gosh, honestly, just to stay home and to follow
I
the
knew you were
science.
going to say that. I'm cutting you off, Lauren Leander. I knew that you were going to say to stay home. You guys always say that. But what do you need? What do you like? Can we send you anything that'll make it easier for you to help the rest of us?
Gosh, we've had such an outpouring of support. We actually have a donor list right now for people that are bringing in lunch for us every day. So we are very well fed, and we appreciate that so much. If anybody wanted to, make videos or reach out to us on social media accounts or send us direct videos to thank us or just wish us well, I think that would be more than enough.
Done. I hope you understand how profound the impact is that you're having on your community and beyond. Crises demand heroes, and you are the best of us, and you are taking care of the rest of us, and we see it, and we feel it, and we appreciate it. And I saw what was happening out there, and I saw how your eyes were blinking quickly, because it's not easy to have people say hot and angry things to you when all you're trying to do is make them see what compassion in action is like. Thank you for taking a stand. And thank you for doing your job. And please, please send our regards, and please stay healthy.
Will do. You as well. Thank you.
All right. Lauren Leander, on her day off, 12-hour shifts with her coworkers, standing in silence. Why? Because they care. That is us at our best.